NTA News.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, says courts should not be used as place for inadequate investigations and prosecutions. At the 2020 All Nigeria Judges Conference of Lower Courts, the Chief Justice of Nigeria called on judges not to issue reckless remand orders in their courts. Femi Okeowo has details.
The call by the Chief Justice of Nigeria for judges to stop the reckless issuance of remand orders is another way of telling prosecutors not to approach the courts with half-baked investigations and when they are not ready to prosecute cases. It is another reminder that 75% of persons in the nation's correctional centers are people awaiting trial. Judges of lower courts who are attending the annual conference are always more available for such applications by prosecutors.
It is imperative to continue to build public confidence in our courts, in particular, and the administration of justice in general. The delay in our justice system delivery has been a source of great concern to me, as it must be to you all, I believe.
Holding at the National Judicial Institute, the theme of this year's conference is the role of lower courts in promoting justice and good governance in Nigeria.
Your category of courts remain an ever-present and enduring necessity to all Nigerians. As such, it cannot be overemphasized that the need for a forum such as this is necessary to propel you to perform optimally.
In Abuja, Femi Okeowo, NTA News.
And now to the civil service. The federal government is to scrap the annual performance evaluation report (APER) as a tool for assessing civil servants. It is to be replaced with a performance management system, PMS. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemieson, who revealed this in Abuja, said the APER system has become obsolete. Kelvin Ebonaye reports.
The new assessment method, the performance management system, is envisioned to create a digitally driven culture of performance management in the civil service. To prepare top civil servants and expose them to the new system, a training was put together by the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation in conjunction with the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria at the Public Service Institute. For the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, a competent, viral and technology-driven workforce is a priority for government.
Is a digital system where every officer would have to go online and fill what you are doing, your targets for the year. At the beginning of every year, the officer will agree with his immediate superior on targets based on the departmental strategies and also the national strategy. And so the officer will be able to relate with the national goals.
The participants are now expected to kickstart the process of implementing the new assessment system for workers at their various ministries, departments, and agencies. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
Our next report from Kaduna says finance officers in federal government agencies, departments, and institutions must be knowledgeable and up to speed with modern trends in public finance management for the actualization of financial reforms for effective gatekeeping. Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed said this in a message to a retreat for heads of audit held in Kaduna. Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachikun reports.
Internal audit function is too important.
It is the convergence of Treasury family, personnel of federal government agencies, departments and institutions entrusted with internal auditing, which entails strict adherence to due process and accountability of financial management and administration.
Yeah, we're moving from the analog now to the jet age as far as audit is concerned.
It will remind the auditors in discharging their duties, especially the new modern audit.
The coming together of the heads of internal audit is a platform for enhancing performance of personnel auditing in integrated personnel payroll system, treasury single account, among other deliberate policies implemented to ensure prudence under the Buhari administration.
I should emphasize at this time that internal auditors must be computer and IT literate and must be vastly knowledgeable in public finance management reforms and processes.
That is why we implemented the Treasury Single Account in September 2015 and have automated our procurement processes. We began digitizing the land registry and prohibited cash collection of government revenues.
Internal audit modernization, which commenced in 2010, had a good number of staff trained in digital monitoring and evaluation of finances in line with international best practices. Suleiman Abdullah Rigachkung, NTA News.
FCT administration is doing its best to support the area councils in whatever way it can to ensure that the area councils are capable of paying and sustaining the new national minimum wage. FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliyu stated this at an interactive session with the House Committee on Area Councils and Ancillary Matters. Ifani Ezumba has more.
For 2 months, the Nigerian Union of Teachers and National Union of Local Government Employees, NOGE, FCT chapter, embarked on an industrial action. Leaders of the union submitted that the non-implementation of the National Minimum Wage 2019 brought about the November 1st, 2020 industrial action.
Why the issue had to drag this long is because the funds for the implementation of this minimum wage will come from the area council, because the primary school teachers draw their salaries from whatever comes from the local government.
Disturbed by this development, the House Committee on FCT Area Council and Ancillary Matters called for a meeting to deliberate on the way forward.
Yes, we know that the resources are very scarce, but we should look inward and see what we can do so that this minimum wage, there's a total compliance.
You can't be paying a specific amount for over 10 years. What that means, there's no retirement, no debt, no employment. So I think that there should be seriously, fastly, immediately, an audit of the entire account and the personnel.
There is the FCT, Internal General STT, FIRS board. You see, you have that in place. So by that, you don't have much power to collect revenue.
FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Ali told the committee that immediately after the two unions threatened strike, they engaged all stakeholders with a view to finding solution to the problem.
The situation is here before you. We had already put ourselves together, our heads together with my colleague, and we discussed at length. And steps intended to be also taken to mitigate, as I proposed to my colleague, is also seeking some other external source of funding to support the area council.
The collective fallout of the meeting by the parties involved is that the needful has to be done with proper engagement, but it can only be done collectively for nation building. Ifani Ezumba, NTA News.
You're still watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA, and Zinret in Jos has the next set of reports. Zinret.
Thank you, Lydia, and thanks for joining us in Jos. The executive of the federal government's social investment program in Plateau State has been recognized with an award of credence for transparency. This followed the transformation of lives of vulnerable persons, including women and youths, through the actualization of the social investment intervention in the state. Farmer Panyi reports that the Center for Ethics and Self-Value Orientation gave the information in Jos, the Plateau State capital.
Created in the year 2015 to ensure a more equitable distribution of resources to the vulnerable, eradicate poverty, as well as increase economic development, where the pedestal NSIP was founded. Although implemented in the 36 states of the country, not every state enjoys transparent leadership of the program. Plateau State, however, has been recognized for an outstanding performance in discharging its duty with high level of credibility.
A certificate of character, ethical leadership and conduct compliance certificate in your name. We've gotten 70% of the local government having positive response about this personality in charge of the NSIP in Plateau State. And so it's an indicator that there's leadership performance here.
The focal person, SIP, expressed her gratitude and gave the credit to her team, saying the success was a collective effort.
I am doing my work, I'm coordinating the work, my staff are doing their best, but somebody somewhere is gauging what we are doing. And this will inspire us to do more and to be more committed to our work, to ensure that all those objectives that have been put in place, we try to actualize them.
The Center for Ethics also awarded 100 staff of the Plateau State SIP a 2-day training to serve as a motivational tool to continue the good work.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
International is with you in your living room or
at large. He appreciated the Sultan for his role in national development and hoped that the participants will gain a lot while in Sokoto for their study tour.
As part of the course curriculum, tours are organized both local and international to give the opportunity to participants to interrogate some contemporary issues bordering essentially on security and development.
The theme of the course 29 is Science and Technology, Security and National Development. In Sokoto, Shehu Muhammad Deti, NTA News.
Now, Zamfara State Government has distributed motorcycles and laptops to immunization officers across the 14 local government areas of the state. The facilities were donated to the state government by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency as part of measures to eradicate poliomyelitis in the country. Halro Muhammad Umar has more.
The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency recently donated 14 motorcycles and 28 laptops to Zamfara State Government for onward distribution to all the routine immunization officers across the state to facilitate surveillance and record keeping. It is against this backdrop that the state governor, represented by his deputy Mahdi Ali Gusau, distributed the items to the 14 local government sole administrators, who in turn will extend them to the respective officers. Mahdi Ali, who applauded the agency for the gesture, said it will assist immensely in curtailing the spread of polio as well as improve healthcare delivery system in the state.
Instructed them that please, they should only use it for the purpose they're given. That is polio education, not seen for commercial uses or anything else.
This one is one of the strategies implemented by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency to improve routine immunization in Zamfara State.
Zamfara State Commissioner for Health Yahya Muhammad Kanuma also thanked the donor for the gesture. In Gusau, Halir Muhammad Umar, NTA News.
And that's it from here. It's back to Lydia in Abuja.
Many thanks, Sadia. Now, the President of the Senate, Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, has provided relief materials comprising of food and non-food items to the victims of flood disaster in his Yobe North constituency. Mustafa Yusuf Musa reports that the recent flood disaster in Bade and Jakusko local government areas resulted in the destruction of more than 4,000 houses and farmlands between August, September and October this year.
Of food and non-food items were provided by the President of the Senate, Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, to the communities who lost about 4,000 houses and farmlands in the 2020 flood disaster in Bade and Jakusko local government areas under Yobe North constituency. Though not enough to replenish all the losses incurred by the affected people, the President of the Senate noted that it's part of an effort to extend a helping hand and thank Yobe State government for managing the situation.
We have every reason to give our support, even if it will not be enough, because you have voted for us to represent you, and part of the representation is to do this kind of thing when the unfortunate incident would happen.
A representative of the affected communities, Adamu Dagona, said the devastating flood between August, September and October this year submerged hundreds of houses and farmlands across many communities in the areas.
We are very grateful and thankful to the Senate President on behalf of all the communities affected by the flood disaster in Bade local government and Jakusko local government respectively.
Year in, year out, people living around Hadeja, Jama'are, Komadugu River Yobe and Yobe River, mostly in northern part of Yobe State, experienced flood disasters, leaving in its wake destruction of houses and farmlands. In Damaturu, Mustafa Yusuf Musa, NTA News.
And now sports. The Tigers in final preparations for 2021